And welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. I hope all is well. How's it going, guys? Well, listen, I want to say hey to those who will listen to the podcast and those who will watch the replay later. And today, guys, we are talking about it. We have got to talk about it. I get so many people say, Kimmi, I want to take your training, but I can't afford it. I can't afford training. I can't afford training. Let's talk about it. I'll give YouTube a few minutes to notify people, and we're going to talk about it. You really can't afford it? Let's talk about it. We are waiting on YouTube. How's it going? Yeah, so we're going to talk about it today, though. When people say, I can't afford training. Have you ever said, I can't afford training? Have you? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Trying to make sure we have good lighting. Okay, we're going to give YouTube a couple seconds to notify people. And we're going to talk about why we have to think about paying for training. Okay? Hey, welcome. How's it going? Yeah, so we'll talk about it. I can't afford notary training. I can't afford to. I'm going to tell you, not only do you have to, you must. You must put it in your budget. By not taking training, you're costing yourself money. Hey guys, welcome. Today we are talking about when people say, and maybe you said it. Let me know if you have. I'm going to ask it and you can be honest, no worries. Have you said, I cannot afford notary training? Have you said that? Hey Notary fam, it's Kimmi. I am here to let you know, just in case you have not heard about the Notary Business Coaching Success Program. We meet weekly. We talk about your notarial duties, how to do an acknowledgement, how to do a jurat, how to administer an oath, everything you've been asking for. And guess what else is included? Unlimited access to all of my trainings that will also include ink fingerprinting, trust/estate documents, learn how to properly execute a trust. Don't forget, we also have the private community, like-minded notaries who have been trained by me. Check out my book that I've written for each state, How to Start Your Notary Business in Alabama, California. You get the point. Wherever you're located, there's a book for your state. Well, hopefully I'll see you soon over in training. Notary Educators, LLC. We got you covered. Bye. I need notary training. I need it. My business is not doing anything. I don't know what to do. I have my commission. My state said go for it. But I don't have training. I can't afford training. Hey, Annette, how are you? What's going on? Have you guys ever said I cannot afford notary training? Well, let's talk about it. So, some of the reasons people say they can't afford training. Some people really can't afford training. They have no disposable income to pay for training, right? And I understand that things may be tight. However, if you're trying to start and grow this business, you cannot just wing it, okay? The price of not paying for training is going to be even greater than if you actually pay for training. Let's talk about that. Let's reason that out a little bit. First, let's go back to a few reasons why people can't. Hey, welcome everybody. Some people will say they can't afford training because they've already taken 10 or 15 different trainings. It did not meet their expectation, and now they need additional training. They don't know what to do. So that's another reason people say, well, I can't afford training. What they're saying is I can't afford to pay for any more training. I've already spent $500 over here, or $2,600, or $3,000. I'm hearing some really crazy prices out there right now when it comes to training. My light is just adjusting, and I hate that. Yeah, I'm hearing some really crazy prices out there right now when it comes to training. And we're not here to talk about anybody's training program. But what I am talking about is you needing training and not being and saying I can't afford it. So Annette says, I need more training. Yeah, so I always like to say too, guys, if you bought someone's training, it may not be that it's a bad training. It may not be what you need. So for example, if you spend $500-$600 on a marketing course, right? But you don't know how to properly notarize, how to properly administer an oath, how to complete your journal. If you don't know how to fill out a jurat or even the difference between the two, then the training that you bought is not what you needed. So I always give the example of buying a car and you don't have a driver's license, okay? So I'm not saying you won't eventually need marketing training, but that's just not what you need right now. So you spend all of your money that you did have for training on a marketing course to make it look pretty, but the inside is not right. The foundation is not right. So yeah, you do have to double back and let's get some training. It's just a fact. And again, I'm not saying that it's bad training, but it's just not maybe what you needed at the time. Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome. So what are your thoughts on training? What are your thoughts on training? Do you think it's overpriced in the notary space? Let me know. Let me know if you think it's overpriced. Some people will say, you know what? You can just learn whatever you need to learn in Facebook. Well, guess what? The people in the Facebook group that you call yourself learning from, they need training. I see people responding to other ones' comments sometimes, and I'm like, oh my God, please don't do that. Please don't do what this person just told you to do. That is not right, okay? And of course, I cannot hop in every single group and every person's post and correct them. But what I do propose is that let me train you. Let me help you to properly learn your notarial duties, and then you can fly, okay? But you cannot learn what you need to learn in a Facebook group. You cannot. I see people all the time, they post pictures of a document, say, how do I notarize this? I had one, I talked about this last week. I was in a group and I saw somebody post a document in there. And the question was, what goes on this line? It was the notary's signature. So that lets me know that there's a lack of training, okay? So when people say I cannot afford training, you cannot afford not to have training. Why? Because you're executing documents incorrectly. FedEx just pulled up out here. Sorry, this is live. So anyway, I'll get that in a second. But my point is you cannot afford not to, okay? You cannot afford not to take training. You are executing documents out here, signing documents. You don't know what goes on the line. You don't know how to properly notarize. And it's going to cost you money in the long run. So what do I propose? I am offering right now my new Notary Coaching Business Success Program is only $39.99. Now, $39.99, okay? That includes unlimited access to all of my trainings. I have the ink fingerprinting course. I have Notarize Like a Pro, which is the hottest thing going. I must say so myself. But it teaches you how to properly notarize, how to complete your acknowledgments, how to do an oath, how to price your services is another course, the pricing course / marketing training. All of those are only $39.99 inclusive of the program. So you not only get weekly live access to me, but you also have access to all of my training. And then you also have access to a private group. Okay, we've been using GroupMe. It's been going amazing. We usually start our questions over there. If you need me, then we'll come out of the GroupMe, you and I personally, and I'll help you with your assignment, okay? But I like to start there because each one teach one. So as you're learning, you could be teaching somebody else. So when I say you cannot afford not to have training, someone called me the other day, not to put them on blast, but this happens daily, so it could be anybody. It's not you, okay? It's not you, it's me. But it could be anybody. Hey, welcome everybody. Yes, someone called me the other day. They had an appointment. They were greatly getting ready to underprice their job. Greatly getting ready to underprice. Going to a hospital, power of attorney / another important document. I forgot, a deed, I think it was. And what they were charging, I wouldn't get out of my bed for, okay? But after a conversation, I went ahead and talked to them, okay? Briefly, because I told that person, I cannot teach you how to price your services in a 2-minute phone call. And that's about all I have for you if you're not part of my membership, because I actually work. I'm actually working notary. I'm not just a YouTuber. I'm not just a trainer. So I don't have time to help you do your job at assigning and do mine or price your services before you go out for an assignment because you didn't want to invest and pay for training. You see how training is costing you? So after our conversation, she says, oh, I realized I should have charged more. Heck yeah, 3 times more, okay? So the point is her not wanting to pay me or anybody. In my case, I'll speak about my training. I can't speak to anyone else's. But in my case, it's $39.99. So you don't want to pay me $39.99, but you about to go do this job out here for $25, which is really worth 3 times that. Okay? Let's do the math, people.